So I got rejected from Oxford, and it was not a good feeling. It was not a good feeling. It was sad. I cried all day. It was the end of my life, the end of the world. And I was like, what am I gonna do with my life? I don't know what to do with my life now. I've got rejected. And then I had some ice cream. When I realised everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay because I have you. Oh, I think I'm gonna finish this first, and then I'll finish this, and then we'll get into the video, because I can't be filming a rejection video tempting you guys. Yeah, I'm gonna finish this first. So it's now like 2 days later, and I have officially no snacks at home. I do not know how I'm going to survive the rest of I don't know when I'm allowed to go out. So no ice cream. Anyway, so about my Oxford rejection. Now, I prepared so hard for everything. I definitely over prepared. I had 3 mentors that were Oxford mentors, and it was because I also went on Unique Digital, and so I had a lot of help. I had a lot of help and a lot of support, and I tried really hard, and I still got rejected. But I did apply for economics and management, and it had a 6% success rate, which is the hardest course to get into. So I should have, I did kind of prepare. I prepared that it's going to be hard, but I didn't prepare for getting rejected before an interview. And all the effort spent on not just the TSA but also the interview, the excitement building up after doing the TSA, and believing that my hard work would pay off, and then receiving the rejection letter, the first one to be rejected out of my group of friends. It was a bit I cried. It was a study period, and I was in one of the small rooms, so it was only me, and then there was another girl I didn't really know next to me revising, and it was the study boxes, and I got the notification from Brasenose College, and your application has an update or something, and it just said unfortunately, we can't give you an offer, sorry. And I burst into tears right away. Basically, that's my first reaction was I just can't believe it. I just can't believe I didn't even get an interview. So yeah, I just cried. And it's okay to cry, by the way. And the rest of the day I just couldn't do anything, and then the rest of the week I just couldn't do anything, and then the week after that I was kind of back to normal, and the week after that I was like, it's okay, it's fine. because I've always believed that everything happens for a reason, and that there's always a plan B. When plan A goes wrong, there's a plan B. But I did feel a bit angry in the application process, I guess. Like, just, it's sad when no one knows how much, like, the tutors, Oxford, it's sad when they don't know how much effort you put in. But then on the other hand, you want to believe that the people who got in worked harder than you, and I believe that, but I also believe that I worked hard enough to get an interview at least. And yeah, it was really sad, but I am alive now. I got an offer from LSE, and it was my first choice at the beginning before I decided to take the risk and apply to Oxford. So I'm equally happy and excited. And what did I do for the TSA, you say? How did I prepare for the TSA and the interview? Well, I prepared quite well for the TSA, because for economics and management, TSA is the most important aspect of getting an interview, and I know that my personal statement was strong, and I know that if I got an interview, I would be prepared, because I did read a lot, and I did just make a bank of potential questions. I have a few interview books. I have 3 mentors helping me throughout the application process, and they already prepped me for revision for the interviews. And I'm so grateful to even because they all see a potential. I'm so grateful to have the opportunity. So when I failed, I didn't just feel I felt disappointed for them. I felt like they were going to be really disappointed in me, and I just felt really kind of angry at myself for not even getting an interview when so many people helped me and supported me. But I feel like I failed them in a way, and I feel I wish they supported someone else who would get in. So for the TSA, I was given a bunch of resources. So I got the TSA book, and I did past paper TSAs 3 times, plus I went over them and analysed each question and wrote a whole analysis document, which I think I'll make a separate video only on the TSA. But yeah, I did this book twice. I did this book, Think Can You Think, twice. I did past papers 3 times. I did all the BMAT papers, section 1, 3 times. I'm not trying to rant. The reason I'm making this video isn't to just rant, it is to rant, but it's also to show that it's okay if you, when you feel like you've put in all the effort and you still get rejected, I hope that my video says that, you're not the only one, I guess. So yeah, continue on. I did this TSA revision book once, the whole book, but I fully did, and I did this ultimate guide, which is 1,000 questions, twice. And where's my folder? And I have this, basically it says TSA. So I have this TSA folder, which is that thick, and it's all my notes. I went a bit overboard. I will say I went a bit overboard, but it just shows how determined and how committed I was, you could say. So it's not that I didn't prepare, and it's not that I didn't do enough to it's not that I didn't want an interview. So my point is that you can work really hard and you can try your best, and you can still get to a stage where you didn't even get an interview, and it's okay. Well, it wasn't okay at the first, because I spent like 4 months like basically neglecting A level and just focusing on the whole Oxford application, and like interview prep was another thing that I haven't even mentioned yet. So basically, I don't know where I'm going, but like you get the point where it's not, Oxbridge isn't easy, and just because you don't get in doesn't mean you're not good, and it doesn't mean you're worthless, it doesn't mean, you know, you're a bad person, which is like how I felt at the point of rejection. Of course I know that everything I said is like obviously wrong, but when you get rejected, it kind of feels that way, and it feels like you just feel like you're just not good. I mean, what is good anyway? Like, the definition of good is just, it varies, right? So I told myself a bunch of reasons why it's okay to be rejected from Oxford, and why Oxford isn't for me. Before getting rejected, I was focusing on all the positives and all the like how amazing studying at Oxford would be, like how pretty it was, how like I get tutorials 1-to-1, I'll get to have a good relationship with like really top academics, and it was really exciting. And then after getting rejected, it made it even sadder, because when you like, one thing is that I think my biggest lesson is to do stuff without expectations. So like, I work really hard, and I think now I'm not going to expect any specific outcome, because once you expect something, for example, I expected an interview, and you don't get it, you feel extra sad and disappointed. So, but then, for example, in my essay competitions that I did during year 12, I did it, and I didn't expect to win at all, because like, how would I expect to win anything? Like, just, it's impossible. But I won too, and so I was like, wow, okay, cool. And like, I wasn't really happy, but I wasn't like, when I also lost a lot, but yeah, when I lost them, I wasn't really unhappy, because I didn't really expect anything. So my tip is really, when you apply to Oxbridge, just really, truly don't expect anything. Like, I know some people might be watching this and say, like, you said you didn't really do much, and like, I'll be honest, I feel a bit like, when applying to like top places like Oxbridge, I feel a little bit like embarrassed if I work too hard and to prepare for it, or like, I know everyone works hard, and I know that normally they say they don't do much to like, when they get an offer, they say, oh, I didn't actually do much, I just prepared on the day. But actually, maybe they didn't, maybe they prepared a lot, but they just don't feel like, it just feels a bit like, I don't want to show off. Like, I really don't. I hate showing off. Like, this is the word. Like, the last thing I want to do is show off. But I want to, I guess, share the lessons I learned from everything, from all my experiences. And the reason I called my channel Finding Presence is just basically just finding who I am through my experiences, and hopefully sharing them with you guys. And yeah, so why is Oxbridge not for me? Well, it's far away, so I can't, I guess, well, it's not really far away, but like, it's still going to take an effort for me to go home and visit my family, and if I go to London, it'll be so much closer. It has like 8 short weeks, so basically you have a lot of stuff like shoved to you, like in the short terms. I think, you know, you have a lot of essays to write, so much more essays to write than other universities. It's so much more stressful. Exams are 100% in the 3rd year, I think. And I think you have a lot more independent work, like less help. Now, I might be wrong, this is just from what I heard, because I'm not an Oxford student, but I think you can guess that going to Oxbridge isn't the end. You still have to actually study the 3 years, and from all the top YouTubers, you can see how many how many essay crisis videos they have. So, and how many like overnight, study sessions they have to have, and like also I've realised that maybe I'm not someone who exactly loves studying. I love learning, but I don't really like writing essays and stuff. I like taking action on doing stuff, which, I mean, writing essays is doing stuff, but it's not like, you're not creating a result that lasts. I don't really know how to explain it, but I think you get what I mean. Like, I love, yeah, I love learning, but I just don't like the exam and the stress. I mean, I think everyone is the same, but yeah, what else? And there's also like a large chance that, people from Oxbridge will go to like a job, and people that didn't go to Oxbridge go to the same job, and you basically end up at the same place, same money, same everything, same experience, except you probably, because you went to Oxford, you probably either more, like, you had more work and less free time to do your own stuff, and less free time to experience stuff. Now, of course, this is just my interpretation of it to make myself feel better from being rejected, and you can feel free to comment that Oxbridge is an amazing place, and I agree because it's so beautiful. But when you want to make yourself feel better about not going somewhere because you got rejected, I think it's a good idea to think of the bad parts. So yeah, I mean, like, the main reason of the video again is to show you that maybe you are like me, that you might be watching this because you got rejected and you think you did a lot of work. I can just say that I completely relate, and it just feels really bad and sucks, especially when you really want it. And for people who are watching this who are maybe have just applied or haven't applied yet or are planning to apply, whatever that is, I would say to not give up. I mean, you can still get, like, people get in, obviously, but like, I think to minimize disappointment, to really minimize expectations, and let your successful offer come to you with a happy surprise, instead of expecting anything and like not getting it and then being really disappointed. And like the hard work I put in, I think, like for the TSA you have to do a lot of essays, and I did a ton of essays, and they helped me with writing. And also I'm glad, actually, because for for my work experience at HSBC, I also had to do like a numerical test, and also in the future for internships and all that, you also need to take like the GAT or something. Like, it's also a test which is basically the TSA number, like the TSA mathsy questions. And so I did a ton of that, and I guess it definitely helps. So I'm not completely mad that I spent so much time on the TSA. And like, I know that whatever, it showed me how I guess how much I can do when I really want something, I guess, because I didn't really think about how much stuff I did until like recently, when I'm reflecting back, because like right after getting the rejection, I just came home and just basically put all of these under the bed and just like never looked at it. And I would probably not look at this stuff if I wasn't filming this video. But I think I might as well share my tips on the TSA, the mistakes I made and stuff, and what I think I did well, because it might help someone. If you think this is a good idea, then give a like and subscribe and comment. Just comment that you want the video and I'll make the video. But if you don't comment, I'll make the video anyway, so... and where was I? What was I talking about? Yeah, so basically, you know, if you got rejected, it's completely okay, because you're going to go somewhere that is for you, and if you are preparing to apply, then, you know, well done for taking the risk, because there are still so many people who choose not to apply because of fearing that they're going to be rejected. And so I'm here to say that, you know, you might get rejected, but that should never stop you from applying just because of that, and you learn a lot in the process. Because I was so determined, and like, you know, for the interview stuff, I read a lot of books and I learned a lot of different things, because I was just like, you know, focus on absorbing as much knowledge as I could for the interview. And it was interesting. Everything I learned, like, it's about what I'm going to learn in uni anyway, and it just confirmed that I want to study economics. But truly, I think economics and management, the combination is just, like, it's just really nice, because yeah, I like both business and economics, and management is like organizational behavior or something. But yeah, just the combination was really good for me, I think. But now I'm doing straight economics this year, hopefully, fingers crossed, and it will be good, and it's not gonna stop me from learning outside of uni, because I mean, right now I'm learning Final Cut Pro. Yeah, and it's I don't know. I still have no idea how to use it. I'm just gonna add a bunch of effects here, like yeah. If you were rejected, or if you had an offer, if you have any like message for, I guess, other students who are watching the video and, you know, don't just want to hear my experience, my voice, then, you know, it would be great to like comment your experience. You know, how did it feel for you? How did you deal with it? And just any tips for like people applying and people rejected. And yeah, until next time.